Welcome back to another YouTube Tuesday. My name is Derek, and today we're going to be taking a look at a channel that was recommended by one of you guys. That channel is StezStix Fix. Let's get into the video. Steve from StezStix Fix is from the UK, has almost 200,000 subscribers, and has uploaded almost 300 videos. He does a bunch of repair on just general electronics. Today we're going to be watching one of his videos where he fixes some PS5 controllers. So let's watch and see if he can diagnose and solve some issues that he's running into. Let's get into his video.
I've been asked to take a look at these PS5 controllers. Apparently one of them doesn't come on, and one of them has faulty buttons. Let's figure out which is which. Well, that one comes on. We get the blue light. And that one doesn't come on. Process of elimination. So let's take them over to the PC and use the gamepad tester to test the gamepads. Okay, let's do the first one. This is the one that does come on. And there we go, it's come up on the screen. So let's test the buttons. Trigger, trigger. Right, so everything works apart from triangle and square. Okay, so that's that one. This is the one that doesn't come on at all. I'm going to try plugging it in, see if it recognises it. Yes, it does. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so let's try the buttons on this one. Analog sticks work. Okay, this is weird. Right, the D-pad doesn't work. Start, select, do. The middle one does. The power button doesn't work. That's probably why it isn't coming on. And none of those buttons work either. Triangle, square, X and 0. Right, so there's obviously something wrong there where there's quite a lot of buttons out. Or is that going to be like a ribbon cable issue, or I don't know. Let's get them back over to the blue mat, and we'll start with the one where there's just two buttons that don't work. Hopefully that's an easy one.
Alright, so if I go over here to MobileCentric's website, you'll see that these little flex ribbon cables, depending on the different types of controllers, the versions that you have, I think was what he's referring to as the keypad ribbon cables. So if these get damaged, cut, corroded, it can cause issues with those different buttons. So maybe it's just something as simple as replacing discs that he's going to run into, or maybe it's something more complicated or even more simple. So let's keep going.
Right, let's take this one apart.
Back once again with a stupid rap, VOS with the pen, whipping up lyrics to make them rhyme. This takes some dismantling time, forgetting how to take these controllers apart, because he's an idiot. But let's make a start, showing some love to Sigma 4 and the rest of the CD like Christopher Shaw. Channels mind the bug, here we go, we're getting into it now. Hero but Anthony Dini's making this look hard. Ah yes, the old hard rhyme with Dr. Princess Wizard. Me, Benz, what do you think we'll find? Something easy, gooey jingers, would you mind?
One of the things that you'll see him do is frequently make a rap with his patrons or anyone that donates to him. So definitely a unique way to fill some time during a teardown.
Works, free OTV, I just watch, I guess we'll see. Frensky Friends, Tiny King, Hammy Cheesy, Kill Switch, Eric Broder's Demo DB, Alice Mark Detroit, Maxi Fish, B Money, Mick Adams, Fox, Cut Infinity, Rich Jenkins, Icy Holden, Esther and Keegan, Tara Burton, Mikey, Stuart Combs, Logie Yo, Tangle Burton, yes, the Monkey Joe, Pace.
It's kind of cheesy, but that's also kind of fun at the same time.
Right, so we're in. This side here is where those buttons are. Only two of them weren't working, so I don't think it's going to be a problem with the ribbon cable. I think we need to get under here. If I'm honest, I can't remember how to do this. Let's try undoing some screws. If in doubt, take more screws out. There we go. Right, so it's these two buttons here, and they look perfectly clean. So where do they run to? They run to there. So it's actually... I vaguely remember this now. So those contacts there make contact with this part here. Let's just see if we've got an ohms reading from this part here to here. Let's start with that. Multimeter on ohms. In fact, can we take the whole thing out? That would probably make life easier, wouldn't it?
So those ribbon cables aren't soldered in any way. They just simply make physical contact with the pins. So Sometimes it's as simple as they're not making sufficient contact, and other times the actual contact points on the ribbon cables get corroded, oxidized. Even I haven't really seen any other scenarios, but I'm sure they could get cut somehow maybe, but what I've seen a lot of is just not the contact points making good contact, and therefore you lose those buttons. So let's see what he finds.
Yes, we can. Let's start with this one here. See if this comes up over here anywhere. Yeah, 22 ohms there. Let's try this one. Yep, 21 ohms. And then we've got this one. Yep, 23 ohms. And then finally this one, 23 ohms. So there's like 4 different contacts within this part here, and they're all coming up over here. Let's see if that one comes up over here. I'm guessing they're going to, because the first one did. Yep, 20 ohms, 21 ohms, 18 ohms, and 20 ohms-ish. Okay, so they're all getting there from where the button presses are. So the problem must be on the board. Either this point here isn't making a good contact with the board, or there's something else wrong. Just to show you the pad here, these are the 2 buttons here. These are perfectly clean. There's nothing wrong with those. However, having said that, that top one doesn't appear to be as shiny. Right, you can see the reflection on the other 3. Okay, maybe that is the problem. No, I doubt it. I can test that, can't I? Okay, that one works. That was the one that looked a bit dull. No, it still works. That's slightly less. That's 56. What's that one? 49. Okay, that one's 82. 66. Do you know what? I am just going to give these a quick clean. I mean, you wouldn't think 30 ohms would make much difference, but you never know. I'm going to use some isopropyl alcohol. First, I'm just going to rub them with an eraser. This eraser.
I've never thought about using an eraser to erase corrosion. I've always just used isopropyl alcohol. I do have a microfiber brush. It's I should say a fiberglass brush. It's really good for cleaning off oxidation, bringing pads back to life that are super oxidized. It's pretty abrasive though. It'll take away a lot more than just the corrosion, so you have to kind of be gentle with it. But an eraser, who'd have thought?
Right, let's test those now. Okay, it was that one. 70. Slightly better. 70. 60. 70. Okay, well, they're all pretty similar now. I don't think it's going to be that, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to quickly put it back together. It's very possible that that ribbon cable wasn't seated properly. So I will give this area a quick clean, which is where it makes contact. And let's put it back together and just see what happens. I think that'll do for now. No, it won't, because it's not coming on. What have I done? Or more to the point, what haven't I done? I will clean this, by the way. Right, I've completely killed this one, and I don't know how. Let's just check the voltage in this battery, just in case. Multimeter on, voltage DC, 3.6 volts. So that should be enough. Right, I'm going to try plugging it in anyway to the gamepad tester. Let's see if we get similar to the other one, the one that had no power at all. It might have developed to the same fault, which would be weird. Right, okay, so it does recognise it. Triggers work. Now none of the buttons work. Thumbstick buttons work and thumbsticks work. D-pad doesn't work, and none of the X, circle, triangle or square work. So I presume the power button doesn't work. No, it doesn't. So this one has now developed the same fault as the other one. Let's take it back over to the blue mat.
One thing that I've noticed with these controllers, I've only had to work on a few, but if you don't have everything perfectly lined up with that flex cable and then things properly screwed down tight, those contact points aren't going to make connection, and you won't have signal when you push on those buttons. So it could be something as simple as they didn't screw everything down nice and tight, things aren't making contact. Let's see what he finds out.
Well, let's get this board back out and let's see if, I don't know, let's see if the button is not working on the circuit board, but it was before, so why would it not be now? Wait a second. That's the power button there, isn't it? Not that. That's for, yeah, it's like the microphone mute button or whatever it is. So it's all to do with this. Like, none of those are working. So we're back to where we were before, only it's slightly worse in that this is not making a good connection. Why are they not making a good connection? I wonder if I'd put pressure on it there, whether it would then work. Yeah, it's flashing. You can just make that out. Right, because I think it's all to do with the pressure that's on here, I'm going to put a little piece of cardboard behind this to try and just elevate it slightly I mean, it's not too thick, but I figure it will... I don't think it'll do any harm. But then what do I know? I'm hoping that applies nice, even pressure onto this board here now. So let's find out. Yes. Right. Okay. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to get some double-sided tape just to stick that down. I'm going to put it all back together. I know it's foolish, but I think it's going to work now.
Sometimes you kind of just know when things will work. When I'm working on a console of some kind, doing the HDMI, for example, I never test it until it's completely fully installed. Like, I'm not just... Like, once you've done a specific type of repair and you know that's the solution, you know that you've done a good job by just verifying your work before you put it back together. Yeah, it's kind of what you need to do. If this works, this reminds me a lot of the iPhone 6 Plus that had touch disease, where I would see every time I'd work on one that had been to another shop, it would come in with a piece of something smashed behind the motherboard to compress on the touch IC and kind of give it, basically force the chip to make the contact with the board where it would lose continuity on one of the pads. One of the pads would get pulled away from the board, but if you pushed on the chip, you can get touch back. It's a solution. This is a little bit different because it's not soldered like the touch IC is on an iPhone. So this is more practical and not necessarily this is just what seems to be a hack that'll work. Because it's designed to be compressed unlike the chip, but pretty sure this is what the solution is going to be for both of these, because they are presenting with very similar faults, especially after he kind of worked on the first one and then he came up doing exactly what the second one was doing at the beginning. So if this works, I bet you he's figured out the solution for this. And it's probably common enough that if you guys ever have a controller that comes in that you need to work on, and it's because the buttons aren't working, this is the solution.
See if it still comes on. Yes, it does. Let's go and test it on the gamepad tester. Right, there we go. It recognises it. Triggers. Yes. Analog. Yes. D-pad. Yes. Yes. X. Triangle. And square. Excellent. This one doesn't work, which I think is the microphone mute button. Does that even show up on this? Yeah, the power button definitely works. Okay, I think that one's fully working, but I just don't know about that. That button. The microphone button. I'm going to go and get mine, and then I'll know, because mine fully works. Right, this one's mine. Okay. No, that one doesn't work. Okay, right, well that's fine. So it doesn't detect that as a button. Okay, well at least I know. Fully working. Nice. Let's move on to the other one. Okay, so that one's done. Let's go back and have another look at this one. I think this is going to have exactly the same problem as that one developed. I think it's just going to be a problem with the membrane. This one might be a little bit dirtier, so I'm guessing it's going to need a good clean as well. But let's find out. Ooh, that's a different battery. Okay, so the battery's been changed. Let's just make sure it's not a problem with that battery. It shouldn't be if it's got a new one in, but it's obviously aftermarket. Multimeter on voltage DC. 3.2. It's very low. Mind you, the button wasn't working, was it? So I'm going to assume it's the same thing. This one is slightly different. These ribbon cables are different. Right, I mean, that all looks nice and clean. But I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to give it a quick clean. And I'm also going to put a little piece of cardboard behind it to hopefully make it have a good connection. There you go. We got the flashing blue light. So is that the same problem? I wonder how many of these have had that problem then. I'm guessing it's quite a common thing. Right, well, I'll give this one a clean. I'll put it back together. And then we'll head over to the gamepad tester and test the gamepad. Gamepad tester time. Okay, here goes. Come on. There it is. Right, triggers. Yes. Up, left, down, right, whatever. X, 0, triangle, square. Yes. Analog sticks. Yes. These buttons. Yes. The middle button. Yes. The power button. Yes. So isn't it interesting that we had two different faults, but the problem on both of them was the same? Stupid membranes.
Bro, you got to maintain, cause our ears going insane. Insane in the membrane.
Alright, so as you can see, he's quite the character. It's not like everything that he shows is something that you're going to ever have a chance of working on. A lot of it, as I've scrolled through just his thumbnails, it doesn't look like he doesn't look like everything he does is something you're going to come across. but entertaining for sure. Definitely in the space of repairing electronics. And yeah, he's quite entertaining to watch. For example, if we just go here, we look at his latest video 2 days ago, it's got over 100,000 views on it already. So maybe those are 100%, subscribers, or maybe not, but definitely to get that type of views in that short of time in this space, that's amazing. So yeah, head on over and check him out. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If there's a channel that you'd like to see reviewed, or a specific video, comment it down below and I'll take a look at it and see if we can put it in one of the future weeks coming up this year. Got a bunch more videos coming up this week, so thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you in the next video.